I've been riding the Inboard M1 for a few days, and before I do my full review, I want to share my initial impressions of this electric skateboard. The Inboard M1 is a Kickstarter board. They asked for $100,000 and received $400,000 back in 2015. The first board started shipping about a year after their estimated Kickstarter ship dates. But let's face it, most Kickstarter hardware is late. There are three things in particular about the Inboard M1 that, to me, make it special. The first, it's got hub motors, meaning the motors are inside the wheels. There's a substantial lack of clutter and bulk when you look at the board. It's clean. Number two, the battery is user swappable and it's really easy to do. You just twist the latch, remove the cover, pop the battery out, put a new one in, close it up, and you're good to go. It's simple and only takes about 15 seconds from start to finish. And the third, it's got integrated headlights and taillights, white in the front and red in the rear. You can't adjust the brightness or change the colors, and the lights are always on when the board is on, but it's definitely a nice touch. Let's talk about the remote. Like other electric skateboards, there's a button to change riding modes, a safety trigger that has to be engaged to use the throttle, and of course, the throttle itself. Inboard's reflex remote, as they call it, has this weird tail that's supposed to grip to your hand when you're riding, but it doesn't exactly do that. While I was recording this video, I figured out that I could bend it, and it kind of worked, but I'd much rather have a strap to be safe. Otherwise, the remote is comfortable and works well. No disconnections. The Inboard has 3 riding modes that you can change with the remote. I exclusively rode in mode 3, the fastest, which goes up to 20 miles an hour. Inboard told me that a future software update will allow up to 24 miles an hour. And what's nice is that the Inboard goes forwards and backwards at full speed. Inboard says the batteries have a range of about 7 to 10 miles. I have not fully tested that yet. It takes about 90 minutes to fully charge a battery, but like I said, it's swappable in seconds. And get this, you charge the batteries outside of the board, and they're using magnets. It's similar to a MagSafe plug on the older MacBooks. The Inboard weighs about 15 pounds with the battery, which really isn't too heavy. And I said this before, the board is super minimal in design. You literally cannot tell it's an electric skateboard at all. It is damn nice. The board itself is made up of some really hard composite material, and the deck is nice and wide. And like regular skateboards, you can totally kick this thing up and walk away with ease. I think one of the best things about the Inboard doesn't have to do with the board at all, but this bag. Inboard includes a bag with pockets for everything, and it has a carrying handle and an adjustable shoulder strap. But why no handle on the top of the bag? As for riding this thing, well, if you've ever ridden an electric skateboard, it's like that. Acceleration is a bit slow because of the hub motors, but once you're cruising, you are cruising. And the trucks are nice and loose, so you can really carve with this beast. The wheels are super sticky. They're rubber, so you can take turns at high speeds without slipping. Braking is also surprisingly good. The throttle is really sensitive, so riding takes some time to get used to, but I was crushing mode 3 the day I got it. I'm going to be testing out the Inboard for the next few weeks, so you can look out for my full review then. Thanks for watching.